So if you realize must have gotten an email from me when I was testing New Relic. So I did install it. So when you configure New Relic, which is a monitoring tool to send alerts on Slack or whenever alerting tool you guys use, maybe Teams, you will see something like this, right? Memory use. So this is a critical alert. So here is where you click on acknowledge it. If you're going to work on it, you can click on acknowledge it, right? Or if it's a severe issue, you're going to declare an incident, right? And then you can close it. So this is, they click on it like that, it will open up here and you will see the alert that occurred. You see? Well, it has already been closed, so it's not going to appear here. So these are just, I want to just show you guys the dashboard. This is a dashboard for New Relic. And you can see there's one alert here, one name here, this dashboard called dev. And you can dismiss this. You can see full map for that EC2 instance. There's just one EC2 instance here, right? The more you create, the more you can add more and more and more. And you can look at the health status if it's warning, not alerting, not configured. So you have warning, you have critical, right? So I have an interview question. If you see a warning in your dashboard, what do you do? If you see a warning in your dashboard, what do you do? For any alert, what do you do?
If I see one in your leg, I don't do anything because it's not critical yet.
Who else wants to try? Who else wants to try?
I will acknowledge the warning first and begin investigation.
How would you acknowledge a warning?
I believe the warning might be sent to probably everybody on the SRE team. So acknowledging it is me saying that, okay, I'm working on this ticket or something. Then other people can leave it to me.
Whenever you see a warning on your dashboard, you need to take a look at it. You don't have to inform everybody about what's happening when it comes to warning because people don't want something called white noise. It's just, we have 1,000 emails a day. We don't want just white noise, okay? A warning is not critical. With a warning, you don't need to notify everybody, okay? Because there's always going to be warnings. I guarantee you there's every day you're going to have warnings. So you cannot be notifying everybody about a warning. No, 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 no. You don't notify people of a warning. A warning is that CPU is approaching 80%. It's not above 80%. It could be about 65, 70%. So you're going to inform everybody every time CPUs are 65%? That could be normal. If it's Expedia.com on a Black Friday or it's BestBuy.com on a Black Friday, that's normal because people are shopping. So you're not going to be informing people about that. No, just white noise. Now, when it goes above 80% and it's critical, that's when you're going to be informing people because it's getting to the point where it's going to hit 100%. And when it hits 100% or 99%, applications will stop and the company will come down to its knees. Best Buy will shut down. People will not be able to buy on Best.com on Black Friday and the company will be losing money. That's when you inform people. So you don't notify people at warning. You notify people at critical. That's why when you look at this Slack channel right here, what is this? Critical. You're not going to get alerts on Slack, on your text message, on your phone, unless it's critical. No one will be sending you texts to your phone about warning. Was that clear enough? Just want you guys to understand that. Critical is when you're going to get a phone call, you're going to get a text message, right? You're going to get a Slack text like this in Slack. The warnings are going to go to emails. You can, on the email, you can create a filter that says ignore warnings because it's just a warning. However, if you are not, if you don't have any work to do that day and you're very bored, you can go and start looking into warnings, right? And see what's happening and why it's happening, right? You can look into the warnings, right? And see, who's doing what, why are they doing what they're doing, all those things, right? So that's what you do with warnings, okay? Any questions there? With critical, you will, as soon as you receive it, you will acknowledge it. You send email out or text messages in the Teams channel, right? You go to Teams channel like this in Teams, click on that channel right there, and you say, "Hey guys, I'm working on this, right?" And you start working on that, okay? And then you inform people that I'm working on it. Or if it's something that you cannot work on it, once you have checked and the CPU is high or something that you don't know how to do, you will escalate it to the next team, to the next level support. Remember, your L1 support. Your L1 support, right? You escalate to L2, and then L2 work on it, they cannot escalate L3. L3 are the architects who design the system and everything like that. We're going to get to support very soon. So for the last time, the verticals of monitoring are security, system health, application health, database, application functionality. We have learned what databases are. We know what our databases are in AWS. System health is CPU, server load, thing, all those things. Security is pretty much authorized access, permissions, and policies. Application health and functionality is just the HTTP response, latency, those things, right? So for the last time, let's go. I'm repeating this over and over because these are the main things that you need to know going into the job market. This is your main job. This is your day-to-day job. You're monitoring security day to day, right? Accounts and credentials. You're working with a security team. You're working with a network team. You're working with the DevOps team. You're monitoring everything for the company. Okay? Take note of all these things, guys. If I were you, I'll have screenshots on my phone of these things and just keep looking at them every day so that when I interview, I'll not forget. Right? System health monitoring, CPU, memory, storage, network, right? The four main ones. Application performance. Application performance is depending on what? Depending on the underlying CPU memory, right? If there's not enough CPU memory, application performance will not perform well. Application health. If there's not enough memory, right, or CPU or network speed, application performance. So these things depend on these things. The system has to be healthy for the application to perform well. Take note so that they depend on each other. Same thing, application flow and API response time is all based on the code, what the developer. So if you get an alert with these errors, who do you escalate to? The application developer. I hope you guys are taking down notes on this. Okay. Database. If you get an alert on database issues, who do you escalate to? Who do you escalate to?
DBA.
The DBA, the database administrators. They are the ones who log into databases and run the SQL about things. All you have to do is monitor and report to them. Okay? How do you escalate? Open up a ServiceNow ticket. ServiceNow ticket. You open a ServiceNow ticket. That's how you escalate. Or send an email to the DBA team. Cool. Effective alerting. Alerts should be real time. Right? We have reactive, we have proactive. Which one is the best one to be? Let's see the answer here. Let's see these crooks. Which one is the best one to be? Reactive or proactive?
Proactive.
Proactive. Why?
Why? Because it's avoiding to be reactive when the damage has been caused already.
I'm sorry I'm laughing, man. It's funny the way Kwasi said it. Instead of answering proactive, he instead talk about reactive.
No, no. Yeah.
Sorry, man. I'm sorry. I apologize, man. It's just funny, man. See, when I ask you a question about proactive,
Okay.
think about proactive, okay? When I ask you about Paul, don't talk about the reason why John did not talk to Paul. You understand?
Okay.
Speak on proactive. So go ahead.
As I say, you say the best way is to be proactive.
Yes.
Because
Like,
when you
for example, check on
yeah,
warnings. Checking on the warnings is being proactive,
yeah,
right? There's impact yet because it's a warning, right?
yes,
They don't have to inform people about warnings because nobody wants to be bothered. People are having their quiet afternoon watching Champions League football and you're telling them about CPUs at 65%, they don't want to be bothered, right? It's only when it's critical, ding, 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 ding. And even when it's critical, the damage has not been done, right? The damage is happening. It's like tornado is occurring, and we'll start taking precautions to prevent tornado from hitting us. We go under the bed, under the table. So being proactive is looking at the space, the dig space. Oh, it's at 89%. Okay, let me open up a ServiceNow ticket for the system team to add more space, right? Oh, the response time to this application is getting slower. It went from 10 milliseconds to 25 milliseconds. Let me look at what is going on. That's being proactive. See memory leakage, running a free-m. Oh, memory pressure is high. But no one has complained. Oh, everything is fine. But you're just seeing warnings, check-ins, and you check and you see memory pressure is high. So that's you being proactive. You're looking at the potential risk of something to happen. But let me be very frank, guys. Very, very rarely would you have time to be proactive. If you work for a big organization, there's always issues every day in the morning. There are always the issues that at some point it's just normal to be, it's just normal that there'll be issues. Like Geico, for example, right? Facebook, Netflix, there's always issues. So we have gotten to a point where if CPU is at 85% is normal. We don't need that. It's critical. We know it's critical. We have added CPU, it's still critical. We have done everything, it's still critical. So we just, at this point, we'll just keep monitoring that one guy. Every time CPU use 90, we'll move into a new server. We'll go and kill the process. It's a problem. So there's two things in monitoring cloud SRE, right? You have, where is that Lucy chart? Right here. You have an incident. One occurrence. It occurs one time. So it's an incident. It occurs once. They have a problem. A problem is a reoccurrence of an incident. Of an incident. So an incident is let's say CPU is critical on web server 1598 is greater than 90%. We go in there, we resolve issues, we look at it, we kill the processes, we resolve it, it goes back to normal. It goes back to less than 70%. 70%. 2 days later, it goes back again to these levels. We resolve it back. 4 days after, it goes back again, we resolve it. It has become what? It became a problem now. So at that point, after 5, that's the thing. Every company has their determination, right? The best practice, after it occurs 5 times, if this incident occurs 5 times within a month, it's considered a problem. 5 times within a month is considered a problem. So at that point, you open up a problem ticket. It's a special ServiceNow ticket. It's not an incident ticket anymore. It's a problem ticket. This is a ticket that will be escalated to level 2 support. And most likely, this ticket, when it's escalated to level 2 support, it takes a while to resolve it. So while level 2 support is dealing with the problem ticket, the issue is still occurring. So you guys have to still be dealing with the issue and it's called a band-aid solution. Like, you know how you have a wound and you're bleeding, you take alcohol and you put in a wound, but you're still bleeding. You have to keep band-aiding it. You change the plaster, you band-aid it. So it's called a band-aid solution. But the ticket is on level 2 support. So I spent support wrongly. This is telling you that I'm getting old. So if it's not level 2 support. So at this point, you as a SRE just need to keep saying, hey guys, this issue is a known issue. That's your communication. It's a known issue. We have escalated it to level 2. There's an existing problem. There's an existing problem ticket. You provide a ticket number, RITM 078154. That's the ticket number. You attach that ticket number to that incident ticket. So every time someone wants to go work that issue, then they're like, oh, this ticket already exists. It's a problem issue. It already exists. Right? And pretty much that's that, right? And then after they've been working on it for a long time and unable to resolve it, that's when it comes now to me, L3. L3 support is the last support. It's usually the architects that design that application. And then here, what happens is that how do we solve it? We re-architect it. We're going to redesign and re-architect it and redeploy it. So for example, if an application is having CPU issues like that, or so many CPU issues like that, we're going to redesign it, re-architect it, redeploy it. Instead of deploying on EC2, we may deploy it on something else. We may deploy it on Windows this time around. Because I've seen that on Linux, it's consuming too much memory. Maybe the application is better on Windows. So the architects decide that. So that's how, this is called a triage. That's how things work. So that you will see an incident. The first time it's okay. Second time it's okay. After 5 times, it's a problem. You are the one to determine that is a problem though. The SREs are the one to determine that the issue has become a problem. The SREs have this, and the SRE can request for something called RCA. SREs request RCA. SREs request RCA. Roots, discuss roots cause analysis. RCA. Now they'll ask you in the interview, do you perform RCA or do you request RCA? It's up to you. I don't want to give you guys an answer. RCA is pretty much when a problem occurs. Let me explain what RCA means, because this is a big thing when it comes to support and SREs, root cause analysis. I can give you guys how to perform RCA in SRE. There's some steps that you need to follow, right? So these are all the steps, right? Define a problem, gather the data, right? These are all the steps, right? You just take it from here. You don't have to do anything, right? These are all the steps. So what I'm trying to say is, if you are confident enough that you know how to articulate yourself on what you did to resolve the issue, right? What did you do to resolve the issue? How did you resolve it, right? Then you can say you perform RCA. RCA is when an issue occurs, let's say CPU was high at 85% or 90%, you went in, you run a top command, so the process that was happening, you run a top command, you run a PS command, you did this, did that, you get that information, you communicated this to these people, everything you did, you document it. That's what is called a root cause analysis. If you can document everything you did from the time you saw that ticket or alert to the time you resolved it and close the alert and close the ticket, if you can document it, that's what's called a root cause analysis. Most companies would like to get a root cause analysis for an issue that they have never seen, that happened one time. But it is impossible to do RCA for all issues. It's not possible. When I was working for this company, Dimensional Fund Advisors, that they just wanted to do RCA for everything. And it's not possible, right? Because they don't want it to happen again, especially when the issue happened for the first time, they want to do an RCA. If it's a known issue, okay, this is a known issue, we don't have to do an RCA because we know what causes that issue. That issue is caused by when the finance team run their reports at the end of the month. When they run reports, they do end of month reporting for accounting. End of month reporting will cause that issue. We know that. So don't do it out of that. But if it's the middle of the month and it's payroll period, and there have never been any payroll issues when they run payroll reports, and then payroll that occurs, we need to investigate why. So investigation is part of this RCA. So that's it about RCA. So if you're confident enough to say that you are able to document everything you did, then say that you perform RCAs. If you're not confident enough to say that, you can say you request RCA from the support team. Any questions on RCA before I move forward? Please ask me questions, guys. The only way I teach better is when you ask me questions. Have you understood what RCA means? Okay, I'll ask because what is RCA? Am I speaking too fast?
So RCA is basically solving the issue.
No, that's not what RCA is. I'm happy you. No,
Well,
RCA is.
I'm asking the question. Yeah. Okay.
What is RCA, guys? I just said what RCA is. What is RCA? What is RCA, guys? I just said what RCA is. RCA is not solving the issue. Analysis. RCA is documenting everything you did to resolve the issue. Hello? Guys, put your videos on. People are not here, man. People are here watching CNN. Come on, guys. Everybody, come to class. Come to class. Come. When I come. Let me pause recording. Zoom recording. When you're running around the top command, RCA doesn't mean solving the issue. Root cause analysis is finding out what caused the issue in the first place. You only do root cause analysis after you have solved the issue. If you don't know what caused the issue, how can you do root RCA? Kobe looks confused. Kobe, talk to me. Look at what it says. Define the problem. Clearly state the incident or the issue that occurred. Identify the symptoms and impact on users. Gather the data. Review the logs from relevant systems. The top command. Analyze monitoring data from metrics and dashboards from Splunk. Look at the CPU on Splunk. Conduct interviews with involved teams to gather context. Asking the users, what time did you experience slowness on the application? Remember session start time and session end time? Remember those times? Users in Beijing airport are unable to check into their flight from 9:43 p.m. to 11:45 p.m. That's the time frame in which you want to look at in the logs. So that statement is going to be in your RCA analysis. Identify potential causes. Brainstorm a list of possible causes. Application stopped responding because CPU was high. A process ID was taking too long to run, so it was consuming CPU. We're not saying we know a specific cause. This analysis is going to generate, you're going to brainstorm the cause of what happened. This document is a formal document that most managers of most companies want you to perform so that it will not happen again. Consider both technical and operational aspects. Use techniques like the 5 whys to drill down to the 9 issues. Why did the application stop working? What stopped working? Where did it stop working? Why did it stop working? When? The 5 whys. What, why, where, when, what? I don't know what the 5 whys are. I forgot. What, where, when, why, and what else? How? I guess how is one of the whys. That's how you identify. So what went wrong? Users could not check into their flight. Why? Application is not responding. When? At between 9:43 p.m. and 11:45 p.m. Where? The application server 00815. How? Oh, they're using the mobile app to check in. Okay, cool. That's the reasons for that. Evaluate and gather the data to identify the most likely root cause. You go and evaluate the server. You look at the PS, look at the logs between that time frame. You document it. Develop solutions. Propose concrete actions to address the root cause. What are the things to address the root cause? Kill the process ID. Restart the system. Restart the application. Increase latency. Add memory to it. Add CPU to it. Document and communicate findings. Create a detailed post-mortem. Post-mortem means after the issues occurred. Report aligning the incident, analysis, and proposed solutions. No longer wants to share the report with the relevant teams, the DevOps team, the security team, the network team. Follow up on implementation solutions to monitor the effectiveness. That's an RCA. Guys, I'm telling you, if you can say that in your interview that you do RCA, your manager will love you. You got that job. Because I'm not gonna lie to you, even me here at the Buddha seat in front of you, I don't like doing RCA. I don't like it because we have too many issues on the job. I woke up in the morning and log at my dashboard, we'll have 168 critical alerts. I don't want to do RCA. I'm not gonna lie to you. They pay a lot of money in the job. You know, when the people who do RCAs are senior engineers, to be honest, the senior SREs. You know, they have the time, they work after 5 p.m., they work a lot. So that's what RCA is investigating what caused the issue in the first place. But if you have 168 issues, how many RCAs are you going to do? I'm being honest with you guys here. I'm not going to lie to you. I'm as frank and transparent as possible. I'm a very honest person because I have been in this kind of a situation where I'm on call and I have all these tickets in service now. And all of them are important. I'll get to you guys' questions. All of them are important, but how do you prioritize which one to do, which one not to do? Okay. So if your manager says, hey, I want an RCA for the issues that I called last week, say, hey, boss, we had 20 issues. Which one do you want? Is this CPU? Is this storage? Is it memory? I cannot do SRE for everything. RCA for everything. That's just the truth there. I'm not gonna lie to you guys. You guys are gonna make money. They're gonna pay you 150, 200,000 for this job. The more you know, the more you make. If you know how to write RCA, they might offer you more money. To be honest with you, because this is a skill. Having a meeting, you're gonna have a meeting with the application developers. You see where it says, where does it say right here? It says, gather the data, conduct interviews with involved teams to gather context. So you're going to schedule a meeting with the application developers and say, hey, the application API response was not performing well. I said, I'll do somebody. Can you guys tell me what happened? Whenever they give you, you're going to document it down. So you're writing another document. And this is how you're going to put it there in this format. Problem, data, potential causes, root cause, solutions, communication and findings in this format. Most companies don't do it. But if you do it, this is you being proactive so that the issue doesn't happen again. And that's where they pay you. Okay, there were two hands up. Roslyn, go ahead.
No, you already answered because I wanted to add that. So RCA is basically is a troubleshooting technique.
Yeah, but it's after you have already resolved the issue though. You know, when an issue occurs, okay, let's say you're at home, you're cooking, and then out of a sudden, fire in the kitchen, fire, oh, fire. Would you do RCA or would you put the fire out first? You put the fire out first.
Yeah.
And then when you put the fire out, you start investigating what caused the fire. That's what RCA is.
So they identify first, then the result.
RCA is finding out what caused the issue.
The issue. Okay.
And then documenting it for the next person so that the next doesn't experience the same thing again. That's what RCA is. RCA is simply just documenting what caused it. That's all. It's a root cause. What is the main cause? What was the main cause why Kobe was never in class? Let's investigate that. He's here now. But the root cause why Kobe was never in class or never attended in class is something that we cannot even analyze. It's above us. Sorry, Kobe. But, I hope you understand now what RCA means. It's identify the root cause of the issue. Why did she break up with him? They already broke up. It's done. Why? Kwasi is laughing. That's the root cause. Let's find a root. What's the root cause why she broke up with Kobe? That's what RCA is. And we want to document. We have to identify the problem. We have to get that fact. We have to interview people, find out potential causes, why they broke up. That's the why. We're investigating what caused it. It's a very, very special skill, though. I'm not gonna lie to you. If you can do RCA, you're way above your peers. But the thing is that how do you take time to do RCA when you have existing fires to put out?
Yeah, I've personally been in teams where my previous role,
Mm-hmm.
I've been in a situation where that we had to do an RCA. There was a problem with the databases
Mm-hmm.
was slow in performance.
Mm-hmm.
So because of that, there was a lot of other issues. So
Yeah, data.
after the issue was resolved,
Mm-hmm.
the DBA that I was working with, they asked him to do an RCA.
Yeah. Yeah. It's always
But
after. You do RCA
yes,
after. Yeah.
put it in the conference.
Conference. Yeah. Yeah. You do RCA after, guys. Database is another one. When databases go down, and that's on that databases is the one of the things that you have to do RCA for. Because databases holds customer data, so you don't play with that one. So that's another thing. Databases, you have to investigate why it went down, at what time it went down, what caused it to go down. You know, what did you do to bring it back up? What have you done to prevent it from going down? So we'll see another question. No, Tolo had a sign up. Tolo, go ahead.
I think you've answered it. I wanted to ask if it was a generic template to handle all RCA across board, but I think you touched that.
Yeah, there's different templates out there online. I just go with what Google gave me, right? There's this document here for Splunk has its own, right? Everyone have their own. Splunk has its own, right? This is Splunk's own guide of what you should do, right? Mitigating the risks, identify. They all have this similar thing. Like this is Splunk has says identify the problem, collect data. Data will be the reports, the logs, perform interviews, determine the root cause, implement a solution, document your actions. You know, it's all the same. It's all the same. It's similar. The 5 whys. So I'm just saying that in an interview, if they ask you, if you feel comfortable speaking about it, go ahead. But I'm telling you that if you know your skill of how to perform RCAs, you can get above 150K. I guarantee you that. Because this is something that senior engineers know. It's not something that everybody knows. Not everyone's able to perform RCAs. I'm willing to keep it honest with you. It's not easy. Because CPU can cause something to go down and you have to go and investigate. You have to know Linux. You have to investigate. You have to run commands, find out the logs, check this, check that, check the possible causes, document it, go back, set up a meeting, ask questions, ask this person, at what time did it happen? What were you doing? What screen were you clicking? How were you clicking it? What were you doing? No, all this it's a lot. It's a lot. Trust me, guys. So, but it's a good skill to have if you want to make more money. But like I said, if you don't know RCA, you're still good. But right, there's so many things around RCA. You can read more about RCA on your own if you want to. But I don't want. I will not want to do RCA. I'm just gonna be. I don't have the time. I mean, I could be lazy, but yeah, I'd rather just automate things and have AI ops automatically resolve it, right? So this is the alert. So when it's reactive, the damage is already done, right? For example, I'll give you guys a story. On Friday around 4:38 p.m., I saw a production server storage was at 95%. But because my boys are calling me for happy hour, I did not look into it. I left and went. Guess what? Friday night around 2 a.m., that server hit 100%. And I was number 3 backup, because we have the first on call, second on call, third on call. So they'll call the first person's phone. If it doesn't pick up, the next person doesn't pick up the next person. Guess what? Those guys didn't pick up. And I got a call at 2:30 a.m. when I was in the, outside in the lounge or somewhere. And I was about to pick up, and something like, don't do that. Because if you pick up and you acknowledge it, you gotta log in and resolve it at that spot. So my advice to you is, you see a warning and you don't want to work on it, let somebody know that, hey, there's a warning, guys, especially the on-call guy, because he's gonna be the one to pick up that issue. So if you let him know before you sign up for the day, he might go in at 6 o'clock and resolve it right away so that he doesn't get a phone call at night. But guess what? On Monday, we came to work and all of us were yelled at for not answering the call. So that's just something that the damage is done. The application hung. Saturday morning, users could not do anything. Luckily it was at 2 a.m. at night, right? Users complaining, sending emails, oh, this company is bad, They cannot save, they cannot book, nothing.
Sorry, Debo.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry to cut you. I have a question. So who makes this call? Is it the level 1 support that was trying to make the call to all the backups? Or where does the call come?
There is an automation system, right? Called PagerDuty. PagerDuty, if you set it up. So PagerDuty is a mobile incident management app. It will call your phone. PagerDuty will, when you join a company, all these companies, they will put your number in the system, right? And we can create PagerDuty and do a press, and everyone put their number in there. We'll use it and we'll test it out. So they have a first on call, second on call, third on call, right? That's L1 support, right? Your L1 support, your SRE, you apply for a job that says there's on call. So every week there's going to be an on call. That week you're not on call. You're the third. There's always a backup. There's always a primary and secondary, and then tertiary. So I'm the tertiary. But what I'm saying is that on Friday at 4:38 p.m., I saw a warning that says storage was at 90%. And the way it was going, I kind of thought that it might hit 100% and something will happen. But I didn't say anything because I was trying to go me away and go to my happy hour and live my life. I'm not on call, so we shouldn't, So, boom. PagerDuty rings that guy's phone. It's Friday night, so the guy's on call. Who knows what the guy did? The guy didn't answer his phone. Secondary, didn't answer his phone. Tertiary is at Abbey Lounge, didn't answer his phone. So on Monday, we all yelled and scolded, but the on-call himself was the number one yelled at because he was the one supposed to answer his phone. And guess what? After all the people have been called, it will now send the manager an email on Saturday on the morning. So the manager now will be the one to say, hey, you guys are not stepping up to the plate, it will affect your performance, it will affect your bonuses, because with on-call jobs, they give you bonuses every quarter based on performance. So that affects your performance, you're not going to get all your bonuses, right? So yes, if you're going to be on call, you want to make sure that if you're on call for that week or that weekend, put your phone on ring, remove it from the not disturb. So if you ring, it doesn't mean you have to solve the problem. Let me get this clear. It doesn't mean you have to solve the problem, guys. Answering your phone and pressing 1 to acknowledge that alert doesn't mean you have to solve the problem. You are just acknowledging it so that it will stop sending emails and stop ringing your phone. I'm telling you, when I was at Oracle, I will wake up and answer 1 and I go back to sleep. You ring again, I answer 1, I go back to sleep, right? Until the third time I answer 1, I woke up, I log in, and I just go to the Splunk and I turn off the alert. Because I cannot wake up at 2 a.m. to log into a Linux server to resolve something. So I turn off the alert. You can turn off the alert so it will stop ringing your phone. And then when you sleep peacefully at night, wake up in the morning, you go and check, and then you fix the issue, and then you turn the alert back on. I'm giving you guys secrets of the trade. These are secrets of the trade. It's not a good thing to turn on the alert. I get it. But you're trying to sleep. You're trying to sleep here. If your manager finds out, turn on the alert, but in the morning you wake up and fix it, you're like, okay, don't do it again, but issues resolved. Okay? What's your question, Tolu? Go ahead.
No, I think I got it now.
Yeah.
I just wanted to know how the calls come in. If someone is right there every time.
Yeah, I mean it's on call. On call doesn't mean that you have to be there all the time. You could be at a bar and you press one to acknowledge it. And if it keeps ringing, you press one to acknowledge it every time so that it doesn't call the next person. And then when you get home, you log in and check. It doesn't mean you have to leave. I've been up at at the gym and I'm on call and and I press one and I acknowledge it. After 15 minutes of nothing, it will ring again. And I press one and I continue my gym workout and you ring again, I press one. I just keep pressing and acknowledging it. You know what I mean? If you don't acknowledge it, then it will skip you and go to the secondary. And that's when there's a problem because the secondary will report to manager and say, hey, Debo did not accept Debo did not accept it. It keeps coming to me. If you keep accepting it, after 15 minutes, you ring again, you accept it, it's okay. You get what I'm saying? Then when you accept it and you're at home, you log in and you resolve the issue. Or you're at the gym, you have your laptop with you, or you're at the club or the bar, your laptop's in your trunk. Most of us do that anyways. Have a laptop in the trunk, it rings, leave the club, go to your car, sit in your car, connect your hotspot, log in, fix the issue, resolve it, and then go back, continue your life. That's life. I've done that many, many times. So that's reactive, right? Damage is already done. You react, right? And after you've been reactive, you do a RCA. Okay. So power failure management, you must have step-by-step action plan, right? I know this class, I'm going to be giving you guys documents of how to troubleshoot networking errors from top to bottom. We call it a top-down approach. You learn something called the top-down approach. Top-down approach, right? When something happens, if it's a networking issue, these are the steps. If it's a CPU issue, these are the steps. Everything is organized. So you have a step-by-step action. You follow your step-by-step action and you go to the cause of the issue, right? The step-by-step action is going to be stored in Confluence. Confluence is a documentation tool that most companies use. Confluence. I have a Confluence account actually. We're gonna be using Confluence. We do have a Confluence page. Once we set up our Jira, and we're gonna use Confluence very heavily. It's a documentation place where you keep all your documentation in one place, right? And then it's accessible to a team. It has very limited edit access. You cannot just edit it, right? This is called a statement of standard operating procedure. SOP stands for standard operating procedure. When CPU is high, what do? You go to that documentation, you open it up, and you follow the steps that are in there. Those steps are clear with screenshots. That's for SREs to follow. That's for L1 support to follow. Those steps are written by senior engineers, architects who build a system, and you just have to follow the steps. Any step where they say escalate to L2, you just escalate to L2. You don't try to resolve anything, trying to fix anything. If they have you log into a server, they'll tell you how to log into the server, where the server is, how to connect to the server, VPN, everything is detailed. That's why this job is so easy because everything is detailedly written for you in this documentation, right? Whom to notify when alert triggers, right? They'll tell you, okay, for databases, notify the DBAs. For application issues, notify the application developers. Boom, right? For critical production issues, notify managers and this. For networking issues, notify network team. For security issues, notify security team. Your job is a front desk. You're not supposed to be fixing things. You're a monitoring. You're a night watchman. You're a security guard standing in front of a grocery store watching everybody. That's your job. It's very, very easy job. You see something, you report it. You don't go and arrest the criminal who stole the thing in the store. Your job is very, very easy and straightforward. You note down how many times it occurred, rate of occurrence, the number of events within the time frame. If CPU is high above 80% every 2 minutes, then it goes down. You take note of that stuff. Number of events that you take note of it and you record it down. What kind of alert is it? Low, medium, high, critical? Again, for low and medium, you don't notify anybody. If it's a high and severe, you notify. If it's a high and warning, you don't notify. If it's critical, you notify. What kind of notification? You notify this exact error code. Whenever you're notifying and you send an email to everybody, you're sending the exact email code, error code, when it occurred, where it occurred, and then what you're doing to resolve it. The ServiceNow ticket number as well. That's it. Okay? You're the first line of defense. So what are the SRE fundamentals? We have SLO, SLA, and SLI and error budget, right? So we talked about it a little bit last time. We talked about that predefined objective SRE team or application needs to meet. So the SLO is the levels at which the SRE team needs to meet. Okay? It's the level where the SRE is the level where the SRE team needs to meet. For example, if the SRE team needs to meet below 80% CPU, if they need to meet below 80% CPU, then that's the SLO will be set to that below 80%. So it's an objective that we're trying to meet, try to achieve. That's the SLO, right? And then the difference between the SLI and the SLO is the error budget. That means that the SLI is the actual performance metric. For example, we want to make sure CPU is below 80% for 364 days. We cannot do 365, right? That means 100%. So we want it to be 99.9%. So the difference between 99.9% and 100 is our error budget. That means we'll have an error there. We're gonna allow some errors to occur there. Okay. Any questions so far on these two things before I talk about SLA?
Okay, I have a question. From the way I understand it, it's like the SLO objective is to better serve your client. For example, if the if the agreement between you and the client is 99.5%, and the SRE team say, okay, the client say it needs to be 99.5%, and the SRE team say, okay, we try to do something better than that to not be too close to what the
Are you referring to SLO or SLO?
No, both.
SLA
No,
or SLO?
but okay, SLE is an agreement between you and the client.
Yes, that's it. It's an agreement
Okay.
between the SRE team and the client. So the SRE team is you. The client is the application team.
The application team. Okay.
The front-end users. They're saying that, hey, the application priceline.com will be up and running 99.99% of the time. That's what you have
Yeah.
agreed on.
Yes.
So every year, you guys will check if the SLA was met for the whole year. If the application goes down for more than 2% of the year, then you breach the SLA, then the SLA was not met.
Okay.
That in that sense, you owe the users. For example, American Airlines, if they cancel your flight, they'll give you some money. They'll give you some money or put you in a hotel or give you some kind of gift card, something like that, because they breached the SLA. That's what SLA means. SLA is an agreement between the end client, the end users, and the SRE team. Well, the SLI is the actual performance indicator. In this case, it could be 365, 364 days a year, right? The actual indicator. Okay? Good.
Okay.
So SLO is a predefined objective. Do we understand what SLO, SLI, and SLI means? This is going to come in an interview. I guarantee you, there's no way, right? So like I said, SLI and SLO equals the error budget. So the actual performance indicator in this case is say We want to make sure that our application is up and running 99.95% of the time. However, our objective is that it should be up and running 90% of the time, which is 328 days, something like that, right? So the error is 9.95%. So if we're not able to achieve this actual performance, this is our error budget. That's how it's calculated. So in the interview, they'll ask you, what is your error budget? Please use these numbers. Please use these numbers right here. Use these numbers. Say in our company, our SLR is at 9.95% and our SLO is 90%. That means that your CPU should never go above 90%. Your storage should never go above 90%. Your memory should never go above 90%. In your alerts, whenever your CPU or memory or storage goes above 80%, it's critical. So you log in and start troubleshooting issues right immediately. Ding, 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 ding. So it never hits 90%. If it never hits 90%, it means you have never gone into your error budget. Your error budget is intact. That's why we always configure anything above 80% is considered critical. Critical. And that's when we'll start solving it. So we have from 80% to 90%, we have time. We have time to work on that issue. Before it hits 90%, we have resolved it. Any questions? When I say resolve doesn't mean you fix it. Again, communication is very important here. You might not be the one to add space on your servers. You need to know how to open up a ServiceNow ticket and put the ServiceNow ticket priority to serve 2, to server 82 or server 81, and assign it to somebody so they can work on it quickly. Your communication is very important. SREs have to have the best communication. How you communicate within your Teams channels, your Slack channels, how you talk to the people, how you send emails is very important. You cannot hide away from communicating with people. You have to communicate. If an issue is happening, it doesn't mean you have to resolve it. You just need to know who to resolve it, who to escalate, and you need to follow what? You need to follow the standard operating procedures, that document that sits in Confluence. Okay? Any questions? Any questions, guys? Come on, guys, ask me questions. That's the only way I'm able to teach better. Okay, let's continue. So let's talk about support and the severity and the SLAs. Go ahead. Someone had a question?
Yeah. As you say, the error budget is the difference between the SLI and the SLO. So now, the SLA, what is the reason of the SLA? If you have to use, if you have to bring your own objective.
I don't understand.
Okay.
The
Because
SLR is the actual metric the SLR is the actual performance metric that we want that we're gonna meet.
Oh yeah. Okay, I think I fixed it. Yeah, I get it now.
And
Because
so we want
I'm misunderstanding something.
the actual.
Yeah, it's what you're monitoring.
This is the objective.
Okay.
The difference between the actual and the objective is the error budget.
Okay.
Let me put it this way. When you're driving on the highway, the speed limit is what? 75 miles an hour. What is your actual speed that you're driving? Is
70
the actual speed that you're driving, is it lower or higher?
is lower.
Thank you. So this the difference between your speed that you're driving and the speed limit on that road is your error budget. Is that clear?
Yes.
So that means that you have, you're driving at 65, the speed limit is 75. That means you have 10 miles of error. If you go above 75, you're in trouble. So if you stay under 75, that's your error budget. You can make a mistake. You can play with that speed right there. Okay? Is that clear? Hold on.
Yes, it's clear now. Yeah, I get it.
Is it
I
clear
was
for
trying to
everybody
see
as
the
well?
connection between the three of them.
Yes. So SLI is the actual speed that you're driving at, the actual speed, right? But the objective is at 75%, 75 miles per hour. That's the speed limit, right? So in this case, it's opposite. In this case, your error budget is minus. Let's do an example. This can get a little bit confusing. Let's do an example. The SLI, service level indicator, in this case, is 75 miles per hour. That's your speed limit. That's the actual. Sorry, I'm confusing myself. This is the SLO. Sorry. This is the SLO. Please, guys, interact with me. I want us to be interactive. And then the SLI is the actual speed that you're driving at. You're driving at 65 miles per hour. So what is your error budget? What's the error budget here?
10 miles per
10.
hour.
Nope.
It's minus 10.
Thank you. Minus 10 miles per hour. Because you're driving. Kobe, because you're driving. Because you're driving. So you're driving. So it's the opposite. Right? It's the opposite because you're driving. So if you add 10 miles, you're gonna hit your objective. Okay? But you always want to stay under your objective. You always want to stay under your objective. Maybe that's what I need to say for you guys to understand it. You always want to stay under your objective. SLO, you always want to stay under the SLO. You don't want to go above the SLO. But you don't want to go below the SLO. Sorry, above the SLO, right? You don't want to go above the SLO. Above the SLO, you don't want to go above the SLO, right? But this is the actual number that we hit every time. So the error budget is the difference between these two, the SLO and the SLI. Is it clear or am I confusing you guys? Help me.
No, I mean, I understand from what you just said.
Okay. What is the error budget? Can you define what the error budget is?
Well, in that example, the error budget is the difference from the actual speed limit versus what you're driving, right? It is the space that you have left
Let's do
to
another example. The SLO is 95%. However, our SLI is 98%. What's the error budget?
+3.
Just 3, not +3. There's nothing like +3.
3.
Right? It's 3%. So that means that if we play around and we don't monitor and we don't resolve the issue very quickly, and it hits 98%, that means we have used up our error budget. That's it. It's that simple. Okay? Let's move on. We'll go back to it. We'll do some more calculations about it. You can look at it online. You can look it up on YouTube, Google it if you don't understand more. Okay, guys, this is the time where you have to be hustling. Okay, if there's anything you don't understand, I give you the permission. Go on YouTube, go to Google it, YouTube it. Right, do what you have to do to understand it, guys. I'm not gonna hold you accountable. Go on YouTube, but always make sure when you're looking at materials out there, look at materials for people that have a lot of views. Look at popular guys. Don't just look at any kind of guy. One of the documentations that I trust very, very well is medium.com. This site right here. Medium.com is a platform that when you write an article and you post here, it has to be reviewed by an editorial board before they put it on here. They not just post anything on here like this. So that's why I say I use Medium a lot, because I have a subscription. I've subscribed to it. I'm a member since November 2022, right? These articles that are on here, DevOps articles, SRE articles, are written by renowned people who know their stuff, and it's been edited. It's been reviewed by an editorial board before they put it on here. So you see, when I go on Google, I'll do Medium, then I search my stuff I want to search for, like that. You see a lot of Medium articles come up about this. So I don't just read anything from any Jack and Jill online, right? I read things that people know about it. If you open up this article, this guy here, if you go down and read about it, read everything, you will see here at the end about the author at AWS with the background in DevOps. You see that? So he's not just anybody. And then if you look at his LinkedIn profile, right? If you want to dive deeper into his profile, you can go search him on LinkedIn and see that, okay, this guy knows what he's talking about. And that's the guy. And that's the guy. You see what I'm saying? So I don't just look at any kind of article on YouTube or whatever. I look at people who know what they are talking about, and they have written articles, and they work at big firms, and I trust what they are saying. That's a way to able to look at information online and trust what the person is saying. Okay? So be careful when you look at things online, because if you're reading something online that somebody wrote, but it's all false information, the person doesn't know what they're talking about. Everyone can put anything on Google. So be careful when you look at things online. But I'm saying that when you Google things or use Medium.com or YouTube, look at the person's credibility. Look at how many followers they have, or what they have done, or who they are, before you trust what they are posting online. Let's talk about severity and SLA. So as you're going to be in support, ServiceNow tickets or any tickets, they have different severities, right? The severity means that which impact it has to the business. Okay? How much impact it has to the business, and how much impact it has to the business, and when to escalate it to the next level, or what to do once the ticket comes to you, right? So let's start with SEV 4. SEV 4 and below. It's a severity 4 ticket. We call it SEV 4. We don't just say severity, right? You can see here, the higher the severity, the higher the business impact. So SEV 4s are the lowest. So when you go to ServiceNow, if you're on call, you open all your tickets, you're going to see SEV 1, SEV 2, SEV 3. You're going to see different type of tickets, SEV 1, SEV 2, SEV 3. The tickets that you work on first are always going to be the SEV 1. When you're done with all your SEV 1s, you go to SEV 2s. We're going to SEV 3, they go to SEV 3 and SEV 4s. I will guarantee you, if you're working for a big company, you're rarely going to get to SEV 4. I'm not wishing you bad luck or anything like that. I'm just saying that you're really going to get to SEV 4. In fact, people take 2 weeks to 2 months to look at SEV 4, because there's no time to look at SEV 4. Everything we're doing is always SEV 1, SEV 2, SEV 3, right? Even SEV 3, you might not even look at, it's only SEV 1 and SEV 2. Someone like me, I only deal with SEV 1 and SEV 2s, right? So SEV 4 has a low or no impact to the business. Someone is looking for information about some database in a dev environment. They're going to open a SEV 4 ticket. Like, we're not even going to put any time to it. Like, don't even waste our time for that. However, the mean time to acknowledge it is always going to be like minutes. Maybe like have like 24 hours to acknowledge the ticket. Acknowledge the ticket means that you accept it. If it's in the dashboard, right? If it's in the SRE dashboard, there are just tickets sitting there. You can go accept it. You can go click it and assign it to yourself that you're going to work on it. So the minimum time, the mean time to acknowledge the ticket is 24 hours. It ranges from between like 30 minutes, 4 hours, 24 hours. There's no rush to acknowledge it. The mean time to resolve it can be 28 days, could be a whole 30 days, 2 weeks, depends. Every company has their own different schedules. I will give you guys numbers that you will use during your interviews, right? So for Salesforce, it's 7 days, 7 business days to resolve it, mean time to resolve. Uptime is the days, right? It can be up for 14 days, but the mean time to resolve it is 7 days. Mean time to acknowledge it is within 4 hours to 24 hours, right? Now for SEF3, SEF3 is minor to low impact. SEF3 is normally like the warnings. SEF3 tickets are always going to be those are your warnings. It's not severe. It's not doesn't have any business impact. It's just a warning. It's just a warning. It's just there. It could be there as 65% for 2 weeks. It's just there. It's still a warning. It's nothing wrong, right? When we investigate the application, it's because business is booming. That's why it's a warning. So we'll leave it. Don't do anything to it. But that's a SEF3 ticket, right? The mean time to acknowledge is maybe like within 30 minutes, accept it, leave it in your queue because you're working on other important things, right? Mean time to resolve it within hours. Maybe you can just go ahead and say, hey, hello team. The warning is justified because because the application is under heavy use, so hence why the CPU is showing warning. We'll continue monitoring with Splunk, but for now, we're gonna go ahead and close this ticket. That's it. Ticket hasn't resolved. You see what I just did there? You just put a note, send out an email, or put a note, sorry, not an email, put a note in the ticket, and you close the ticket because it's a warning. It's white noise. But you did your due diligence to check to make sure that it wasn't just a white noise. You checked, right? You did check, right? You did your due diligence. You did check, and you saw that it was white noise. Right? So that's that with SEF3. With SEF2, it's a major incident with significant impacts. For example, server is slow. Server is not down, but it's slow. Application server running on this is slow. Users are able to book their reservations online, but the app is slow. That's a SEF2. That's a SEF2. Mean time to acknowledge it within minutes. 15 minutes. No, not 15 minutes. Hold on. I might be wrong with that. Is it 15 minutes? I think it's 5 minutes. No, not 5. Yeah, 15 minutes. 15 minutes. SEF3 is 30 minutes. SEF2 is 15 minutes. Yes, 15 minutes. That's how you have to acknowledge it within 15 minutes. This is the one that I tell you that when I'm in the gym, they call my phone. I hit one, I acknowledge it within 15 minutes. If I don't log in and say I'm working on it, it ring again. I acknowledge it, it ring again after 15 minutes. It keeps ringing until you go in and log in and you mute the alert while you're working on it and you resolve it before it goes away. The way that I've configured PagerDuty, it will ring your phone until you have a low battery, right? Mean time to resolve is hours. You have 1 hour, you have 2 hours, but it cannot be more than days. You have to resolve a SEF2 that same day. I mean that same day. And I'm not saying that the SRE, have to resolve it. You can escalate it to level 2. You can escalate it to level 3 or to the DBA or to the network team. But when you escalate it, it opens up another ticket with the networking team. This SEF2 ticket still remains with you. This SEF2 ticket still remains with you, Isabel. Is she here? Isabel here? Isabel, are you here?
Yes.
The Serve 2 ticket that said system is slow. You went and investigated. It's slow because of the network issue. You went around, open a long, you run this, you saw a network issue. You escalate to the network team. When you escalate to the network team, you're not sending this ticket to the network team. It's going to open up a new ticket. The network team will have their own tickets. Serve 1 for them. When you escalate issue to them, it's a Serve 1 for them. But the Serve 2 ticket still remains with you. Your name is there. So you're the one who's supposed to be putting pressure on the network team to resolve the network issue. When they resolve the network issue, now you can go now and close your own tickets.
And what if they're slow in resolving it? Because you said the resolving time is just.
So when you escalate, let me give you a little trick here, guys. When you escalate to the network team, make it sound like the world is coming to an end. Because if they are taking a long time to resolve the issue, this Serve 2 is not being resolved by you. It's affecting your performance directly. Does that make sense? Guys, this thing here, this job here, it's a people job. It's an interpersonal job. Like, if you have your guy, like I have one guy in the networking team, his name is Trevor. He's my personal person. You know what I mean? Like, it's my Kojo man. Like, I say, hey, Trevor, man, I know you guys are busy over there, but like, I had this issue. I just escalated it, but no one is picking it up. Can you just take a look for me, man? And we on Friday, let's go to happy hour, man. I just go get some beers. It's like, Devil, man, you understand. Let me see. Let me take a look at it. Oh, okay, I got it. I got it. Give me 5 minutes. He resolve it. The secret in this job is to have some personal person. Because the law says that they are supposed to resolve it within 10 minutes. Doesn't mean they resolve it within 10 minutes. No. Nobody owes you anything, eh? You can escalate all you want and go all the way to the vice president of the company. If Trevor says he's not doing it, he's not doing it. And guess what? That Serve 2 stays in your queue for more than 24 hours. And when they do performance appraisals at the end of the year, they say, Isabel, you have 24 Serve 2s that will not resolve within 24 hours. So in that case, you're not going to get all your bonuses. That's why I'm saying that in this kind of job, it's a personal thing. Make sure when you join a company, make friends. Have a guy that's your tight personal person that works in the security team. Have a guy that works in the network team. Have a guy that works in the DBA team. Have a guy that works in the systems team. No one application developer, that's your personal person. No one DevOps guy, no one DBA guy. That way, when you have all these escalations, you can ping them and say, yo, man, how is Chicago? Yeah, it's very sunny now. You guys are enjoying. They say, yeah, man, do you have 5 minutes? I want to just call you real quick for something. And then boom, you shoot the issue to him. Trust me, that's how I survive on this role. When you escalate, it sends them an email. Oh, network is slow. They're going to get a Serve 1. But guess what? If they have other Serve 1s, your Serve 1 is in the queue. And you have to wait. But if you know somebody personally, you can tell them, hey, man, I know you guys are, can you just help me out here? Do me one favor, man. I owe you a 6-pack of beer. That's how cool when you have a personal friendship. You will survive a lot in this job if you create friends within the company. I did not survive, I'll be very honest, because I want to do it all alone. I couldn't. There's just too many tickets. I just couldn't do it alone. You need to work with people. So that's the Serve 2. A Serve 2 is a major incident with significant impact, but it's not very high impact. He can oh, Dippo, what's the parent ticket? I'm like, the parent ticket is RITN. But it's not down, man. Can you wait? Can you wait for another 30 minutes? Like, man, yeah, sure. I'll wait 30 minutes. 30 minutes, I'll ping him again. Man, I'm at lunch right now. So it's in their queue. No one is picking it up because it's a Serve. They have looked at the parent ticket. It's a Serve 2, but the ticket for them is a Serve 1. You understand what I'm saying here? The original ticket is a SEF 2, but the escalation ticket is a SEF 1. So they can sit there and say, oh, it's not a real issue to the business. The business is still functioning, but the business is slow. That should wait. They're dealing with a real SEF 1, SEF 1. That system is down. So in that sense, only if you know somebody in that team, that's your personal person, that can get it done for you. So, but make sure that if you know the person personally, you don't have to do those checks. Like, oh, go check network and check disk or check that. You can just send it, escalate to him directly. But if you don't know the person in that team and you want to escalate, make sure you have done your due diligence and say, hey, I have checked the network. I run a TCP dump, Nesta. This is the output. This is this before you escalate them. Because if you don't know the person personally, he will reject it and say, hey, you have not done your due diligence. You've not given any output. What is the output of TCP dump? Where is the output of netstat? Where is the output of dig? Where's the output of curl? All these netting commands that you did in Linux, all these netting commands, right? Run those commands, capture the output, put it in a file, put it in a ticket, escalate. So that you have done your, so that you're making their job easy for them. That's how support is. Support can be very easy or it can be very stressful. Especially when you receive phone calls. If you are receiving phone calls, good afternoon, this is L1 support, how may I help you? It can be very, very smooth. It can be very, very stressful. It depends on how your attitude is on that day. If you're having a bad day, it could be really, really bad if in SEF 2 or SEF 1 occurs. If you're having a good day and everyone's your friend, everybody likes you, you're very calm under pressure, you're going to have a great career. And from support, you can go up to an architect or to something else. You don't have to be in support forever. No one stays in support ever. Everyone always moves up to the next level, engineer, architect, and go up. But this is a way for you to get your foot in the door. This is an easy way to get your foot in the door into the IT world. And then from there, you see what you like to do, and then you graduate from there or get promoted from there, right? So SEF 2 has a major impact to the business. It's slow, but it's not bringing the company to its knees. So again, you have hours to resolve it, acknowledge it within 1 hour, and then resolve it within 24 hours, same day. Now, critical SEF 1 incident is very high business impact. That means application is down. Customers are unable to buy on Bezo.com. This is bad. This is the one where everybody is on the call. This is the critical situation. CTO, general manager, VP, director of engineering is on the team's call. It's a breach is set up. Everyone is in that call. When they ping you, join wherever you are on your phone, join, leave whatever you're doing, and jump on the call. You have to acknowledge it within minutes, 5 minutes. 5 minutes, you have to accept that call and answer. 5 minutes, 6, 7, 5 minutes. Meantime to resolve, 30 minutes to an hour, maximum 60 minutes. Guess what? No SEF 1 has been resolved within 60 minutes. None. None. Zero. And SEF 1s, you must perform an RCA because the CTO wants to know why the application went down and why customers are not able to check into that flight in Beijing. He's upset, and it was someone's going to get fired. Somebody CrowdStrike, that CrowdStrike that happened how many months ago with the Windows update, people got fired. Oh yes, SEF 1 is a no joke. Pray you don't have any SEF 1s. It doesn't happen a lot. If SEF 1 happen while you're on call, just escalate to everybody. just send an email to everyone and say, hey, help, fight the fire on the mountain. Everybody come. Create a breach meeting, invite everybody. Don't even waste time. You're better off inviting everybody to the call. People will join. Oh, Isabel, what's going on? Oh, system is down. Oh, what system? Let's see. Okay, calm down. Let's see. What system is down? Do you guys need me here? Yeah, we need you. Hold on, we only need you. DBA is on there, networking engineer, security engineer, application developer, DevOps guy, SRE guy, general manager, VP, everyone is on the call. When someone said, do you guys need me? Yeah, we need you. Just hold on. We're trying to see what you. Okay, DBA, log into the database, share your screen. DBA log in, share your screen. Okay, it's not the database issue. The network guy, log in. He logs in, share his screen. It's not, okay, security guy, everybody will share your screen. That's how he's going to run the room. But the SRE is there. The SRE is just there because they reported it. They saw the issue first, and they're going to be asking questions. What time did it occur? Where did it occur? So make sure you have those answers. If you don't know, the answer is I'm not sure. You never say you don't know on a call. You say, I'm not sure. Let me find out. Let me investigate. Go ping your teammate. Hey, man, how do I know when the application went down? You go ask them a question. Oh, you can check the logs there. Where are the logs found? Okay, etc/this. Okay, go on log into the box. So check. Or look at the Splunk. Splunk will tell the location where the logs are. Okay, go look at Splunk. Like that. Okay? So this is listen. And then here with Sev1, when you have a Sev1 ticket, you escalate right away. If it's a network issue, if you just think it's a network issue, you don't even waste time. Just escalate. You don't even need to check. And it just escalates it because of time. And when I say this is a Sev1, business is critically affected, boom, boom, boom. If the engineer that you have assigned a ticket to is not wanting to work on it, report to his manager. In support, we snitch a lot too. That's why I say sometimes it's good to make friends, or if you cannot make friends with these guys, you have to just be enemies and report to his manager. It's just that simple. The work has to get done. If he doesn't want to work, his manager will talk to him. That's just how it is. Any questions on this? This is very important, right? This stuff. Guys, ask me questions, please, please. It's all about communication. I'm being very honest how it will be on the job, right? I've experienced it, right? There's good days and there's bad days. But most of the time you will have good days because you have all the alerting, the dashboarding. Like I said, be proactive. If you don't want to have a Sev1, be proactive. If you see something, say something. You don't have to resolve it, but you can report. You can tell somebody, hey, Trevor, the networking bandwidth on that server is running slow. Can you take a look, please? Thank you. Oh, what's the server name? So he goes and take a look at it. Okay, I resolved the issue. Done. Right? So that way you're not going to have a Sev1. Because you are going to get the alert. Because you're the SRE. Okay? So an incident is an occurrence of a problem, one occurrence, right? An incident requires quick response. An incident is when CPU goes above 80% and is critical, that's an incident. The purpose of the incident management process is to restore normal service operation as quickly as possible and minimize the adverse impact on business operations, right? Ensuring that agreed levels of service quality are maintained. How to achieve alert knowledge. So we're going to create alerts. Identify the severity, Sev1, Sev2, Sev3, Sev4. Follow the standard operating procedures. When you get an alert, what do? You go to Confluence, you look at alerts for host CPU. You open that page, you follow the steps. Step 1, log into the server. Log into the server. Step 2, run top command. Step 3, collect the output of top command. Collect it, put it one outside. Step 4, step 5, all those things, right? Business impact assessments. This is part of the root cause RCA. What was the impact to the business? Company losing $180,000 per hour. That's the impact to the business. You're not the one to identify this. Nope, it's not you. The manager who is working with your manager might be able to identify it. Escalate the issue to the appropriate team or person. Like I mentioned, if it's a network issue, escalate to the network issue immediately. Open up a ServiceNow Sev1 network ticket and report what is happening, what you see. Users are complaining about slowness on server and about this at this time, between this time to this time. Here's the network output. Put it in a ticket. Open the ticket. You'll go to them. Okay. Notification of issue to stakeholders. Like I said, you notify the stakeholders, right? Make sure to always follow the standard operating procedures. Do not do your own thing. Every company has standard operating procedures. When you get a Sev1 ticket, the first thing is to acknowledge it. Second thing is to alert everybody. Third thing is notification. Fourth thing is log into the server. It will be there. It's documented. in your interview, make sure you say that you follow the standard operating procedures for L1. Anything escalation, you escalate. You don't even try to resolve it. Don't try to be a hero, right? I know some of you are like, oh, but what if you just restart the system? No. What if you restart the system and it doesn't work? What happens? Then you just did something that wasn't supposed to be done. And then the next team trying to resolve the issue cannot see the logs anymore because you restarted the system. When you restart an EC2 instance, what happens? It comes up on a different IP address. Why did you restart it? Now they cannot see the logs because I restarted the EC2 instance. So please follow the standard. This is where following instructions, that I was telling you guys in the beginning about following instructions in IT, this is where it will come in handy. If you don't follow instructions, you'll be in trouble. If a standard operating procedure said, click on this, you click on that. You don't do your own thing. If you don't understand it, whenever they hire you, you join the company and they're doing your onboarding, they're doing your training, ask questions. Ask questions. Ask questions. Don't just assume and do your own thing. Okay? Any questions so far?
Oh, I have a question. Are you oh, my question is about what you say to be proactive. You just say to be proactive if you don't want to get a save one alert. Oh, yep, issue, save one issue.
Mm-hmm.
But at the beginning, you say when you see a warning alert, we should not bother someone.
No, do not alert anybody, no.
But yeah, okay. But when you say be proactive, you say just if you see something you want to avoid, we save one issue. You
Yeah,
should
if you see
just
something,
say.
say something. When I say something, it's like, so there's, hold on, you can mute yourself now. There's a difference between alerting the whole team and saying something to somebody. Don't get me wrong. If you see a warning that says CPU is approaching 80% or something, you can ping an individual person and say, hey, Joe, I see CPU on this server approaching 80%. Should we be worried or is it okay? And he'll be like, what server is it? Let me check. And he will check it and let you know it's fine. Don't worry about it. That's normal for that particular server. But when it's critical, you notify the whole team. So when I say see something, say something, it's not, you're not saying to the whole team. Remember, I just said you need to have friends that you have made in each of these teams. How do you make friends? There's common things that you guys do. Maybe you support the same basketball team or the same football team. You're from the same country or you're not from America, right? Whenever you join a company, they're going to introduce you to the whole company. Hello, company. Welcome, Isabel. Isabel joining us from Wells Fargo. She has ages of experience as an SRE, you know, in her spare time, she likes to travel, cook food, and go to Sunday brunch. And that's going to introduce you to the company. Then people will start telling you, oh, welcome to the team. Let me know if you have any issues. Based on those people that respond, welcome you to the team, you will know who is very soft that you can approach. You see? Some people are just mean. They're like, yeah, welcome to the team. If you have any issues, go to the Confluence and check there. Okay. Some people like, welcome to the team. Hey, I'm always available. If you have any questions or concerns, let me know. You can ping me on Slack, ping me on Teams. Okay. That guy is inviting you to be friendly with you. So maybe that's the person that you gravitate to and you go for questions and he will help you. So always, so that when you see a warning, you can ping him. When I was at Dimension, I had my personal guy, his name was Raj, right? Me and Raj are cool. I'll just say, hey, Raj. But there's another guy called John. Oh, I didn't even like to ping him. I don't want to ping him. He's very, very mean, very, very rude, So you have your personal person. That everything you go to that one person. And that's okay. That's okay. Okay. So you have incidents, and then you have change management. So incidents is when something happens and you have to resolve it quickly. It's an incident, it's done, it's gone, it's gone. What happens if an incident occurs over and over and over and over? It becomes a problem. When it becomes a problem, you need to perform some change, right? Let's say an application keeps having CPU issues over and over and over and over. You escalated to level 2, they couldn't resolve it, escalated to L3 support, the architect has to redesign it, change this operating system. Now we have to do a change management. Because we're changing the application, we're doing a major change, we have to go to the change management process. This is a separate ServiceNow ticket that is assigned to L3 support. Me, we have to review the change documents. We're changing the application from Linux to Windows. We're going to schedule the change. It's going to happen over the weekend, or we're going to have a downtime. We have to communicate to the company that, dear company, we'll be having a downtime for application version this. We're making a change, so the system will be unavailable between the hours of 1 p.m. on Friday to 7 p.m. on Sunday. That's the window. We're going to email that to the whole company, be a mass email. Then now, I'm going to work now with the system teams engineers, review the change documents. We're going to list down all the deployment steps. We're going to deploy the change, submit the change request. It's called CR. This change request has to be reviewed by project managers. We're going to approve it, make sure that there's no issues in this change request. It sends heads up notification to all the stakeholders who are involved, the application owner, the CTO, everyone that's involved, all the stakeholders, the networking team, security team, the DBA, application developer, everybody's going to be notified about the change request that's coming up. And then on the window that we've identified, we deploy the change as per plan. We coordinate for all the PVT and get sign off, right? And then we'll send out deployment complete notification. So on Sunday, after I've finished all the deployment steps and everything is running live and notification is turned on, alerts are turned on, send out an email, say, guys, the change was applied between the hours of Friday this to this, application is operating normally, and that's it, done. Right? So again, the change management occurs only when it's a severe issue or a new feature for an application is supposed to be released, or something that the SRE was not able to fix or was escalated, and then it was redesigned, it was changed. So it's a major change. Any change that needs to occur, that's a major change that's going to affect applications or databases or systems, has to go through this process. It's called a change management process. So it's a ServiceNow ticket, but the ServiceNow ticket is not going to be the regular ticket. It's not going to be an incident ticket. So ServiceNow has incident ticket, which you have SEV 1, SEV 2, SEV 3, SEV 4. That's incidents. Then you have change management ticket. The change management ticket doesn't have severity, right? It doesn't have severity. It's just a ticket that has what change needs to be implemented and who are the people involved, right? Now, take note, a change management ticket might have sub-tickets inside of it. So it will be like this. The change management ticket will be like CM 985, this like something like that. And then under this ticket, you have incidents 09, this. You have incidents 8776 5 3. You will have incidents 9876543, right? All these incidents that occurred multiple times caused this change management ticket. So because of this thing, CPU was high, memory was high, storage was down, all this, it kept on happening over and over. It caused us to do this change. So we're making a change. They were changing the operating system in this case. Application was slow, network was slow, all this didn't happen. So we're gonna attach all these tickets to this incident. So in this, if you open up this ticket, you will see different event incidents in there, and different event teams own these incidents. That's what the change management ticket is. But this is the master ticket that has everything. Now, someone will say, hey, Tipo, What if it's a production issue and we have to make a change immediately, same day? There's something called emergency change management. ECM. You have an ECM ticket. You have an ECM 0987, something like that. That ECM ticket is approved by managers only. Let me repeat again. ECMs are only approved by managers. At least 2 managers need to approve the ECMs, and ECMs go into implementation at 3 p.m. Only after 3 p.m. can you implement an ECM, because after 3 p.m., business has slowed down and you implement the ECM. Okay? So that's the change management process. So the ECM, even though it's an ECM, all this can occur in one day, same day. Review the change, this down the deployment steps, submit change requests, approved same day by 2 managers, notification goes out, deploy it after 3 p.m., coordinate and get sign off that everything is good, send out notification, same day, but it must happen, the deployment must happen after 3 p.m. So everything can happen in the morning, 9 a.m., 10 a.m., 10, 11 p.m., until 3 p.m., then you wait. After 3 p.m., you now do the deployment, and then you get signed up and everything else. You can get all your notifications sent, everything sent, but at 3 p.m., that's when you do the deployment. Questions? Okay. So, summary of section 5, we talked about SRE accessibility, we talked about help monitoring, we've done some Splunk, Datadog, we're still not fully furnished with those tools. We know what SLA means, severity and SLA. We know what effective alerting means. You have to get alerts, proactive versus reactive. You know what it means. Standard operating procedures are the list of steps of things we need to do. Incident management and communication, very important. When you get an incident, you have to communicate, right? If it's critical, you communicate. If it's a warning, you don't communicate, right? Retrospective, this is like, how do we improve? Every the following week, you do retros. Change management and communication. Again, you have regular changes that you can schedule when you're going to do the implementation or the change. Or you have ECM, emergency change management, that must be implemented the same day. If an issue occurs that same day and needs a change, that same day is going to occur. But it needs to be approved by at least 2 managers. We have capacity planning. Which is planning how much memory or CPU we're going to need for our applications, right? We have powerful alert management. So manage our alerts. Like I said to you, if an alert is causing white noise, let's say somebody go and mistakenly restart the server without informing us. What will happen? What will happen? We're going to get an alert. Server is down. That's white noise. That's white noise. So communication is very important. Communication is very important. If the database team wants to do any kind of work, upgrade, whatever, they need to communicate with us, say, hey, Isabel, hey, Roslyn, can you turn off the alerts for databases for 2 hours, please? We want to do some upgrade. Okay, you go and check. Do you have a ticket for that? Oh, yeah, we'll have a ticket. This is the ticket number. Okay, you go and check the ticket. Okay, sorry, we'll have to schedule it. Okay, you schedule it. Okay, you turn off the alerts, and then they do their work. After that, boom, it comes back up. You enable alerting. If you don't turn off alerts, you're gonna get false alarms. I hate false alarm, man. John used to do that all the time to me. When I'm on call, John will just go and start working on systems, and I'll just be at the gym, and I just see my phone just going off. I'm like, yo, what's going on? Then I say, hey guys, I ping it in the Slack channel, right? I say, hey guys, I'm getting some alerts. What's going on? Oh, Debo, sorry, I'm working on Postgres server. I forgot to send out the alerts. My bad. I'm like, come on, man. And I look at my phone, I got like 16 missed calls. So guys, watch out for that. When you see so many alerts of the same server, server host is down, CPU is high, storage is this with the same server name, Someone's working on that server. Someone restarted that server. It's not just the real alerts. It could be white noise. That's experience right there. I'm giving you the white hair. This is white hair wisdom. Okay? And of course, you know the verticals of monitoring, security, system health, all these things, right? So that's it. We are at time. We'll continue with section 6. So levels of production support, you have tier 1, which is your tier 1, your L1. You just monitor the issue. You report or acknowledge the issue. That's it, done. Tier 2, analyze the issue reported by level 1. They follow the SOPs. If the issue is not resolved by SOP, then escalate to the next level. So when I said follow the SOPs to some of you, I meant like some of you might be L2 or L1, right? Again, the higher the tier, the more you get paid. The higher the tier, the more you get paid. If you're L2 and L1, then you get paid more. If you want to just be L1, I know L1s make like 110, 105, 90,000, 95,000. That for sure, because I did hire a couple of L1s last year. They make like 95 to $100,000, right? That's what L1s do. So L2s make like the 135, 140, 150, right? And then the L3s are like way above 150, 200K, right? So L3 analyze the issue, replicate it on a lower environment, debug the issue, deliver the fix if needed, engage development and architect for analysis. Like I said, I sit in the L3, layer L3, right? Because I'm an architect, right? So that's the levels of production support, like I said, right? If you want to go into L1 and you stay there forever, it's up to you, it's your career. But this is your foot to get in the door. It's very, very easy. All you do is monitor issues, acknowledge it, report it, escalate it, that's it, done. Very, very easy job. It's just to get your foot in the door. I don't teach DevOps anymore. I decided to teach SRE because I feel like with SRE, I feel like people can get a job and get into IT. And then if you want to grow, you can learn more. It doesn't pay high, right? It's 120, 130, I know, but it's your way to get your foot in the door. That's all. That's all. Simple as that. And then we're going to talk about SRE's tooling, checkpointing for SRE, the tool, email, alert, SOPs, talk about other things. I wanted to talk a little bit about New Relic. This is I did the installation on New Relic. It's very easy. All you have to do is follow these steps to create a New Relic account. I'll give you this link here. Create a free account here, and you can add an EC2 instance to it. Okay. Your project for this weekend, again, remember, right? You have your personal project, which is these steps individually. And then you have the group project, which is, where is it? I'll give it in the chat, the Medium chat. Monitor Institute when you're ready, that's your group project. So you have to create an account for New Relic. All of you create your own individual accounts for New Relic. Then you're gonna monitor EC2 with it. Then I'm gonna email you guys the group project for that. Any questions for me before we go? So we should be wrapping this up on Monday. And then we'll begin interviews. We should wrap this up on Monday, we'll begin interviews. We don't have enough. We don't have too much left. So we'll begin our projects and interviews. Any questions for me?
Debo, sorry, have you shared this document with us? This one that isn't present to class?
Somebody help me.
Of course, I don't have it. I checked my mail.